Thing number 1. Endorsements are a business relationship. You are not going to be rewarded with an endorsement because you're extremely passionate or driven. And unless you're the next Tony Royster or Benny Greb, your playing alone isn't going to get you an endorsement either. A drum or a cymbal company will become interested in you when you bring something to the table that stands to benefit their company and their brand. You see, a lot of drummers fail to realize that endorsements are centered around this type of business relationship. So the question is, what are you bringing to the table that benefits that company? If you don't have a strong answer for that question, it might be time to focus on your brand before trying to align yourself with someone else's brand. Thing number 2. All companies do not support all artists. You need to make sure that you fit in with the brand that you want to endorse. Would you be joining the right family of drummers? And is this company used to supporting artists who do whatever it is that you do? Different musicians require different types of support. If you're a regular touring drummer, well, your needs as an artist are going to be very different from that of a session player. And it's totally different if you're, let's say, a YouTuber or an educator. There is such a thing as a bad fit between an artist and a company. Things just don't always make sense. So it's important that you do your research and learn about the company that you want to endorse and their history with the types of artists that they choose to support. Thing number 3, you should always consider longevity in your endorsements. There's a lot of newer and younger brands out there, and I'm not telling you to stay away from them because they're not the major brands at all. What I will tell you is that it's very important that you can trust your company to stay with you for a long period of time. Brands go under all the time. That's not weird in a competitive industry like the drum industry. So my advice to you would be to align yourself with a brand that's going to stand the test of time, that has a good reputation in this industry, and that they have their roots firmly planted so they can stick around as long as you plan on maintaining your drum career. Thing number 4, endorsers expect you to promote their product. Now, this doesn't mean just use their product, because guess what? Thousands of drummers already use their gear all the time, so they expect a little bit more. When you're an endorser, you're not just a fan anymore, you're an ambassador of a brand. That means that you should talk about, promote, recommend, defend, record, and ultimately help sell their gear. Now, I'm not saying that you're a salesman, but you are a representative of that brand, and trust me, that comes with a certain set of expectations. Keep in mind, if you don't have a market or an audience to help sell that gear to, or at least promote it, well, you're kind of unable to hold up your end of the deal. Remember, a company's job is to support you and your musical endeavors to the best of their abilities, and your job is to promote and recommend their product to the best of your abilities. Successful and healthy endorsement relationships happen when both parties focus on that type of exchange. They're helping you in the best way they can, and you're providing them promotion in the best way that you can. Thing number 5, the people behind the company matter just as much, if not more, than the gear itself. Before you sign with a company, it's important that you talk with artists who have already been endorsed by that company for a while. Ask them about their experiences. How responsive are the people that work for that company? What type of support have they received? And are they happy with that endorsement? No matter how phenomenal the gear is, you still have to be in contact with a human being at that company. And that person needs to be responsive, they need to be understanding, and they really have to have a good grasp on what it is that you need as an artist. If you don't have that person with the company, trust me, that endorsement relationship won't be something that you're very happy with. Many times when artists leave companies that they've been with for years and years, it's not because they just randomly decided that the gear sucked and they wanted to play something else. The relationships behind the gear that nobody ever hears about, those things oftentimes determine if that endorsement is working for both parties. When I was growing up, I thought that getting endorsed would be the thing that made my drumming career legit and official. I thought that endorsements would make everyone take me a little bit more seriously. And though that might be true in some circumstances, it's really important that you don't perceive drum endorsements as some sort of mark of stature, because that's just not how it works. Endorsements do not make you a successful musician. In fact, it is totally the opposite. Being a successful musician is what makes endorsements happen. Remember, it's not a drum or a cymbal company's job to foster your career and help you develop all this success. That's your job, and the endorsements come when the time is right.